good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, how have you been?
Very good, actually. Wow, a lot of good things. Went back to play cards with my girlfriend.
Really?
I went to a spa with my daughter this week.
Mm-hmm.
I keep going to the grieving group.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing, really. So it seems like it's been a really positive force in your life right now.
Yes, that was definitely.
Nice. So did you instigate, the spa day or the card games, or was that more them inviting you out and you saying yes?
I actually took my daughter to spa, and the cards, I just went back. I mean, they kept playing, but I just started to go back.
How'd that feel?
Amazing. We had so much fun, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was that spending time with your daughter?
Priceless. Amazing. Yeah, it was really good.
Did you? I remember you mentioned in the last session that she was debating on, moving in with you. Did that topic ever come up?
Yes, it did. We actually gonna start getting estimates on building another floor, make it an addition to the house, and that way we can make it look newer, and then we can stay at a place where I feel connection to.
That's wonderful.
Yes, yes.
And that makes you feel better about that? How does she feel about it?
Amazing. She's really happy. She's going to help my help. I can cook for the kids. I can pick them up from kindergarten and be with them until she comes back from work. It's a lot of help for me, but it's a lot of help for her. It's kind of work for both sides, yeah.
That's good.
It's amazing.
It's give and take. That's really very beneficial relationship.
Most definitely.
Nice. And so tell me a bit more about the grief group.
I actually went up on stage to talk this time. I had the courage to do that. I don't know, every time I'm there, I feel like my husband is with me. It feels better, it feels good, it feels like I can accept the fact that that's life, and one day, I'll die and my daughter will need to go through this, and, keep going. I think that it's not that I feel less sad that he, died, but I accept it, and I have my very few moments that I let myself be with him and with the memories of him, but other than that, I try to keep my life as normal as possible, if I can say normal. Yeah.
What gave you the courage to talk this time in your grief group?
As I said, I feel my husband is with me there, and I feel like somebody pushed me to do that. I don't know. It's just I had I just had, how somebody asks a question, you're like, I'm not gonna raise my hand. I'm not gonna raise my hand, and suddenly it ends up, and you're like, yes, ma'am. What's your name? And it just went from there. But yeah, it just felt good. I don't know. I mean, what could have happened? I mean, that's my story. Nobody can tell me it's not true. I just feel that with you and with my daughter and with myself, it is a long process, and I feel that I can be a help to a lot of new folks that are going through the same thing. So it's more important than feeling embarrassed.
What kind of response did you receive after you went up there?
Oh, amazing responses. I actually started to talk to two new ladies in the group that just lost their husband and wanted my help, and it felt very good.
Yeah. Did you share your experiences?
Yeah, most definitely. Of course.
That's good. That's really, really good.
I met with one of them yesterday for coffee, and the other one I met with was last week. We went to eat lunch together, and I actually refer them to you, but yeah, I'm happy to help. I think it's part of our mission when we live in such social environment. We need to help each other.
All right. Do you see these friendships developing? And
yes.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Because I remember you, one of your goals was that you kind of felt sheltered and like you kind of stopped doing things that were fun.
Right.
How do you feel you've made? Do you feel you've made any progress with
Oh,
these
of
goals?
course. I think I went to the other extreme of it. I do have. I do go out. I do have more friends. I go out with my friends. I just realized that that's not going to change my reality. My husband's dead, and it's going to stay like that. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I could do is make the best out of my years here. I don't know how much I'm going to leave, and I want people to remember me as a positive person and not as a negative person.
Right, good.
Yeah.
How do you think your husband feels about this?
Good. He wanted me to be happy. I mean, if that would be the opposite. I know it was one of the things I talked about before. It's kind of funny. I look at myself today and I do not recognize the person I was, I don't know, when we started, like 2 months ago or something like that. I do not. I feel like I did a lot of progress, and I feel that I was just inside a whole bubble that had no connection to reality.
Mm-hmm. That's the amazing thing about grief, is that it changes people and it puts people through so many different stages and stuff, and it is a process, and it does get better. It doesn't change, and your reality is new, but it does change. So like I'm glad that you noticed that you've kind of grown into a new stage with the grief process. Yes. This is going to be our last session. We will have to terminate. I feel like you've grown so much since our first session that I feel like you're ready to kind of take the things that we've talked about here and kind of apply it to
Yeah, sure, of course.
How do you feel about termination?
I'm gonna miss you. You did a whole great job with me. I feel that with your support, I did very well. I do not like endings. It's something that I have trouble with, but it's another challenge of mine that I took upon myself to take this relationship and extend it to my everyday life, and I hope that if ever I would need to come back, you'll still be here, but
absolutely.
But I hope I won't. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's one of the things that I hope I'm not going to see you again. But
I'll miss you, but I hope I don't see you again either.
But I mean, I keep saying most definitely, but I don't know what happens to me today. But as I said, it's always hard to terminate, and you have been a great support and help in my life. But I do feel like I've grown so much. I've grown a lot, and I do feel that I'm ready to be on my own now. And there are some things that needs to be over with, Mm-hmm. So I feel pretty good about it.
You mentioned that termination is hard for you. Would you consider that one of your future goals and something you'd like to work on?
Yeah, I have a hard time saying goodbye. Like, I can have a friend that could really annoy me, but I'm not going to let her out of my life, because I always didn't like people disappearing from my life. And now looking back, I could understand why it took so hard that my husband died, because it was it was a big goodbye, It was goodbye with no hello again. But yeah, but I feel, again, it's life, and it's something that we all know, as we all experience grief every once in a while. It doesn't make sense, but whatever.
With every goodbye, there's always a new hello. So
yes, you're right. Maybe not in a husband form, but in some other form, you find people that reminds you of those people you lost, and it just keeps them with you. It's not maybe not the physical features, but some of the characteristics, and I see my husband in my daughter every day. It's just, she's so similar to him that instead of pushing my daughter back because she reminded me of him, I keep her close because she gives me some of the feelings he gave me.
Right. I think that's amazing that you have that source of comfort with her.
Yes.
I think that's wonderful. How are your grandchildren? How's your relationship with them?
Amazing. They're just the light of my life. Yeah, amazing.
That's great. And so they'll be moving in with you as well?
We're still getting estimates. We're gonna move in together. We're still not sure where it's gonna be, but whatever it's gonna be, we're gonna make it work.
Do you remember all the goals that you had at the beginning of?
I do. I actually thought about it today before I came here. I wanted to not feel guilty about being happy, and I think I accomplished that very well. I wanted to get out of my bubble, meaning I remember we talking about me staying in the house, and yes, I accomplished that one as well. The things was that I didn't get enough sleep during the night, and nowadays I sleep like a baby, dreaming about my husband. I do eat by myself. I find this time at times it could be very depressing, but most of the time it's times to think with myself, be with myself, since I surrounded myself with so much friends and family, and it's really one of the times that I have time to be with myself. And in this way, I'm not reunite with my husband and have my quiet time to think about him and grieve him, and
we all have a little me time.
Yes, of course. Once in a while, every month I go up to his grave to clean it and put flowers in. It's another thing that helps me a lot.
So you find comfort in going to visit him at the...
Yeah, it's once a month. It's a day that I go to him. Again, I feel that his spirit is with me everywhere, but it's one day that I feel it.
That's a great connection to have, like with him, to establish, something that you do all the time to honor him. That way, you can never forget him, and that's wonderful. Is there anything you feel like you need to work on still?
I'm just scared not to get too apathic about it, so too emotionless about it, because I'm trying to go to the other side of going out, be happy. I just don't want to become that I forget about it.
Do you think you ever could forget about him?
I don't think I could forget about him. I just think that it's one thing that I do not want to forget going to his grave, or find myself not thinking about him at least once a day, because life, time past our pain. It's a meditation for our pain, and I don't want time to pass my pain for losing him. So it is something. It's kind of a concern of mine, but I'll do everything not to let it happen.
That's good, and I think going to visit the grave and all that stuff is a good way to prevent yourself from ever forgetting. Not that you ever could, because he was such a strong person in your life. It's such a strong connection. I don't think that would be an issue for you.
I wanted to thank you for everything. It was really great help. He helped me recognize that I was not looking at the right things and putting a lot of attention on the unimportance, and I kind of find ways to cherish my husband in a way that is a balanced way. And I found I found a balance between grieving him but moving on with my life.
Good. I'm glad I can help you kind of clarify where you were, where you wanted to go. I'm also really glad that I was able to help you understand the process of grief, and that it's okay to feel certain ways, and that it's actually really normal to feel a lot of things.
Yeah, I can see today. I could have not seen it back then. That's why I decided to help those other ladies, because it helps me look at things in a perspective that it's okay.
And how do you see your role growing in the grief group? Do you see yourself as being one of the leaders?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'll try to climb all the way up there. I think it's your way to give back.
That's good. That's really, really good. yeah, I think I'm glad that you were able to go there and actually, you know, discover that it's such a nice way to remember them.
Right.
To talk about them and find other people who have had similar or even completely different experiences, and you still find that certain way to relate to them.
Right.
That's wonderful.
It's a new place to find new friends, and yeah.
That's really great. I do want you to know that if for some reason you do need to start therapy again, or if you'd like to, you know, come in for, you know, a session when you're feeling really low or anything, my door is always open.
Thank you.
I'd love to see you, but I'd love not to see you as well.
I know. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
And thank you for referring those ladies to me. Hopefully I can kind of show them the process of grief as well. I think you've done amazingly. I think you've grown so much since our first session.
I do feel that way.
I think that you're doing such a wonderful job with remembering your husband and developing the relationships around you.
Yeah.
With friendships and your daughter and your children and grandchildren.
Thank you.
So I'm really impressed with your way of balancing things.
Thank you.
And so you said you've been sleeping well and eating well.
Right.
That's really good. So I sad to say this is our last session, but I really enjoyed helping you grow. And
I really enjoyed our session. Thank you so much.
yeah, and hopefully life keeps going in a better turn for you.
Yeah, I wish you all best of luck in everything, and thank you. And I hope you would be able to reach other people and help them the way you helped me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I guess bye.
Bye.